Hey everybody, Double Down Music here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to produce like Daft Punk in GarageBand. And stay to the end because this is what it's going to sound like in the end. Let's get started. So the first thing you're actually going to want to do is go to your BPM and settings and set it anywhere from 125 to 135, that range. Daft Punk specifically like using that range a lot. Next, I think you're going to lay down your kicks, so your beats. So this is your kick. I'm going to be using the sequential drum tracks sound from the vintage drum machine sound pack, which is, you can get it for free from the sound library. This is what it sounds like. But I'm actually going to put some effects on here. So this is what the EQ looks like, just to make it a lot more fat. Don't forget to turn down the volume so to avoid clipping. And what we're actually going to do here is offset it by 1/8 of a bar, because without it being offset, it's going to sound really boring, and you don't want your song to be boring, right? Next, you're going to do your claps. So I'm using the Roland TR-909, but I'm layering it with the snare 2 and the clap 2, as well as the regular snares and claps, just for a nicer sound. And this is the EQ. I'm hiring a bit of the mid and a little bit of the treble, just to make it less muddy. And you're just gonna layer that with the kick, so that you're just gonna, do the same thing I did with the kick, where you offset it a little bit, so it lines up, so it's on every 2 and 4. Next, our hi-hats, which is also the Roland TR-909. You're just going to use this basic rhythm, and you're going to add some swing to that. And then the EQ, you're just going to add a little reverb, and this is also just to make it sound less muddy. So altogether, the drums should sound like this. Sounds pretty good. Now we're going to lay down our chords, which is just going to be like the bass for our song. I have a pretty simple chord progression here. This is just what it sounds like. I'm using the King of FM, what's it called again? Here's what it is. The DXE piano. I also have a bit of effects on here as well. So I added a bit crusher and a microphaser. Daft Punk specifically like using a microphaser in their second studio album, Discovery. You can hear that a lot in their second album. And I'm just hiring a bit of the mid, just to make it mix better, less muddy. Then you're going to find a rhythmic and resonant synth. I'm using the Fat Synth Rhythm from the rhythmic section of the Alchemy Synth. Just sounds like this. And also, the rhythm should sound like this. It's going to have, you're going to count in 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The effects on this are just a microphaser, a lot of microphasing, and just a basic EQ. Next, we're going to add our bass. So just a basic funk bass line, and they're going to follow the root notes of the chords, so it's going to sound like this. The EQ for this is pretty simple. You're going to do this, but you're going to turn that volume with using a peak limiter, which is very useful. That's in the, go into edit, you type on, and it's in the audio unit extensions. So you're not going to find it in the default thing. Now we have an arpeggio. It sounds a lot like a guitar, but it's a synth, and as heavily inspired by their song Aerodynamic. It sounds like this. just following the root notes of the chords. I'm using this preset from the Alchemy synth thing. Electro-based patterns with a bit of the resonance turn up in the rhythmic section of the Alchemy synth. The effects I'm going to apply to it are a microphaser and just going to hire a bit of the mid and the treble in the visual EQ. Then I just added a tambourine and a shaker from the Apple Loop section. So I have this loaded up and this one, I'm pretty sure. Pretty straightforward. Then you can arrange your song, do whatever you want with it, and all together it should sound a little bit like this. Well, I hope you found this tutorial helpful for any of your songs that you're going to be making in GarageBand. And don't forget to check out my other songs that I produce. They're on the channel right now. I should be posting a little bit more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.